In a state with over 250,000 Native Americans from more than 21 different tribes, Native Americans have the Labriola Center to aid in their education and discover a past told through their own voices. Come with us and learn about the Labriola Center, granted to ASU by a generous endowment that fulfills the mission of educating the world about the first people of this nation. Welcome to the Labriola Center. The Labriola Center is located on the second floor of Hayden Library on the Arizona State University Tempe campus. A library within a library, the Labriola Center holds both books and one-of-a-kind material on American Indian topics. The Labriola Center is also a fun and comfortable place for American Indian students, or anyone, to study, read, and use the computers. Officially dedicated on April 1st, 1993, the center was made possible by the vision of Frank and Mary Labriola, whose generous gift supports its work. It is their wish that the Labriola Center be a source of education and pride for all Native Americans. Curator Joyce Martin leads a trained and receptive staff focused on student success and faculty research.
The Labriola Center is the Labriola National American Indian Data Center, and we hold material on American Indian issues throughout all of North America. So we collect books and DVDs and one-of-a-kind material like manuscript material and photographs.
They have done a wonderful job of collecting a lot of the American Indian leadership, their memoirs, their books, their things that they have worked on during their life.
They have other artifacts as well, pottery, slides, photo slides.
So we have primary resources, which would be archival material, and that's going to be collections of famous individuals or artists, politicians, material like that.
Not only the media materials, but all the other publications available for our use is, great resource for us to have.
Answering questions, anticipating questions, and providing a kind of home for people doing research in this field.
I know that the students really like to do their research here. It's just a place that feels very homey, very welcoming.
We try to create a friendly and welcoming environment for the students here on campus, any student who is researching American Indian issues.
I believe every student that is interested in studying the American Indian leadership should have the opportunity to look through some of those important materials that they have gathered.
The Labriola Center collects books and one-of-a-kind resources to support all classes at ASU which touch on American Indian issues. Materials written by American Indian scholars and material from the American Indian perspective are sought out and purchased.
Sometimes, especially in teaching American Indian studies, the materials are so limited, and sometimes a lot of the materials also outdated. So to be able to kind of keep up with what's coming out, what's new, what's fresh, what's interesting.
That it provides primary materials, unique materials, in a variety of forms.
To be able to have that here so that we can use it in the classroom, I can't tell you how helpful that is.
For manuscript material, we have renowned collections such as the Peterson-Zaw professional papers.
Peterson-Zaw is one of the most important leaders, I think, in 20th and 21st century Arizona history, not just Indian history, but Arizona history.
World-renowned faculty members' papers such as Dr. Peter Iverson and Dr. Elizabeth Brandt, who is a linguist here on campus.
They have an excellent collection of Kachina dolls, which I always like to stop and take a look at the Kachina dolls when I come in.
We also have oral histories and a variety of audio material as well as video material.
There are a lot of things that are happening now in Indian country. There are a lot of things that has happened in the past also. And they have all of those collection recordings, books and materials related to all of that.
We do try to retain copies of all of our books as a non-circulating collection.
And students come in here and they know that the material is going to be there because the material is largely non-circulating.
Which means the books are always going to be available here for students. And we not only collect material either through purchase or donation, but we also help to create material. Recently, we collaborated with Dr. Peter Iverson and Dr. Peterson Zaw to record a series of interviews that they're going to be using to produce a book.
Having a place in the library to be interviewed made a difference. You know, being there and helping us move from one stage to another is very important.
And then we also facilitated getting the interviews recorded and transcribed for them, and then we will get to retain the original material, their interviews and their voices.
ASU professor Simon Ortiz is founder and coordinator of a new ASU Indigenous Speaker Series, the Simon Ortiz and Labriola Center Lecture on Indigenous Land, Culture, and Community, co-sponsored by the Labriola Center.
The purpose of the lecture series, of course, is to bring in speakers who are informational and knowledgeable about the Native American land, culture, and community. We have our speakers, Dr. Ned Blackhawk, who is a professor of history at the University of Wisconsin at Madison. The Honorable Wilma Mankiller, formerly the principal chief of the Cherokee Nation. Upcoming speakers will include Gerald Taiage Alfred, who is a professor at University of Victoria in British Columbia. After that, we'll have Arizona's own Peterson Zaw, former president of the Navajo Nation. We have an open invitation to whoever the community may be, whether it's the city of Phoenix and the environs, or the ASU community of students and faculty and staff. Obviously, because the speaker series is indigenous, meaning Native American people, they are especially invited.
The Labriola Center partnered with ASU American Indian programs, as well as community organizations such as the Phoenix Indian Center, to host the 2006 Navajo Nation presidential debate at the Sandra Day O'Connor College of Law.
The Labriola Center was one of the first to step up and say that they would help us with whatever we needed. It was very successful. Many people viewed it, and there was, I think, somewhere like 500 people in attendance.
The resulting recording is archived within the ASU Knowledge Network digital platform, and the debate can be viewed online at the ASU Library channel.
We now have an archival copy of that DVD here in the library, and we've also worked on creating other materials such as the Ralph Cameron oral histories, for example, is a collection of oral histories that were donated to us by Mr. Cameron's son. And Ralph Cameron is a prominent individual on the Gila River Reservation. And we used that collection as a pilot project to see how it would be to have that material digitized.
The Labriola Center and the American Indian Policy Center hosted the District 7 Gila River Elderly Program at Arizona State University. The elders listened to portions of the Ralph Cameron oral history collection.
It was quite emotional for some of them to hear Ralph Cameron's voice again, but you could tell that they were very happy and they were very pleased that ASU took a step in hosting this event and having them over to visit.
So here at ASU, we have an American Indian Studies department, and that is an academic department offering a Bachelor's of Arts degree in American Indian Studies. So we do see a lot of the students from those particular classes.
The center supports student and faculty level curriculum and research on American Indian language, culture, social, political, and economic issues. Our frequent users are American Indian students, faculty, and members of the wider community seeking information or conducting research related to American Indians.
But it also provides a kind of base that people can work from. I've been very pleased with the kind of resources and the kind of assistance that the center has provided.
They always have a trained individual that can help you, that can either refer you to some other nearby agencies or another library where you can find information that they may not have.
There's all sorts of departments that use our facilities. American Indian Studies is a very interdisciplinary major.
Working with faculty to deliver the best library resources to ASU students, Curator Joyce Martin provides library instruction and has met with over 500 undergraduate and graduate students in a multitude of disciplines.
She had the expertise. I knew that she teaches classes all the time. I knew what the students would need was to get into the Labriola collection itself, and Joyce would show them exactly the resources they would need.
We can also meet with faculty and collaborate on specific assignments.
Joyce Martin, she really is extremely helpful and friendly. If you need any help, she's incredibly resourceful and knows her stuff.
We may not have the book or the piece of information that they need, but more than likely we can direct a student or a faculty member where within the university, the ASU libraries, where that information is held.
I have shown many students RefWorks, and if they have any questions, I'm the RefWorks person at this time, and I enjoy showing them because it helps with citations and also keeps track of the articles that you're using for your research, any research projects, papers. Students do love RefWorks, and once they find it, it's easy to use.
So we can kind of help the American Indian students and other students who are researching American Indian issues kind of figure out the ASU library system.
I wanted to visit the annual book in the 1950s that was produced by Phoenix Indian School. And I called some friends, I called some people that I thought may have a copy. I even called the Bureau of Indian Affairs, Indian Boarding School section, and they didn't have a copy. And so I've asked one of the individuals here at the Labriola Center to see if they can help me find those annual book. And so I gave them the year. And I told them that this is what I'm interested in looking at. And about 5 days later, they came back with a copy of the annual book for the year 1956, 57, and 58, and that was what I was looking for. But I thought it was amazing. To my surprise, within such a short time period, they were able to come back with what I was really, really looking for. I don't think I could have gotten that anywhere if I was to do that on my own. And if you work with them and come over and you let them know what you're looking for, I'm pretty sure they can find it.
The Labriola Center provides remote reference services for students working in the American Indian Support Services Center, located on the 3rd floor of Discovery Hall, which is committed to the retention and success of American Indian students at Arizona State University.
And one of the challenges of doing that was coming from the Labriola Center, going to AISSS, and here at the Labriola Center, we center on American Indian subject matter. And at AISSS, I was dealing with a broad range of reference questions, anywhere from pre-med, psychology, art. And so I've met several different students. Some I see on campus, and some I have got to know better. They know who I am, they know I'm from the center, but I know they're coming in more often because of the relationship that I have established with them at AISSS.
The Labriola Center works in partnership with a variety of American Indian programs on campus to recruit and retain world-class American Indian students.
Arizona State University has produced an impressive number of PhDs in American Indian history. It's by far the largest program in the country.
They have all of our resources at their fingertips if they're working here in the center.
But the thing we can say about American Indians in Arizona is that they are here, they will be here, and the Labriola Center, along with the law school and some other places, can make a difference in terms of looking at those resources, safeguarding their heritage, and building from the current foundation.
They are a vital resource for the American Indian Policy Institute, and we're very pleased to have them as one of our partners here at the university.
The Native American Indian scholars are so interspersed around all the programs on campus. So it's really hard to get them, aware of the resources that are here at the Labriola Center. And I think that all the librarians at the ASU libraries would do well to collaborate with Joyce and with the Labriola collection.
I urge all of our American Indian students to take advantage of what they have collected, work with the staff, and then spend some time in a quiet, nice, cool place and be able to learn all of these things on your own as you pursue your degree here at ASU.
One of the keys to, I think, to Native communities maintaining the space, maintaining ownership or control of the land, is to be well educated and well prepared to take on these challenges. Darcy McNichol, the well-known American Indian writer, used to say about the early 20th century that we really didn't understand what was going on. Yes, there was loss, yes, there was difficulty, but in the end, he said, Indian communities may have lost, but they were never defeated. And so that's part of the story that we're trying to tell, and the Labriola is a very important support service for that.
Become a friend of the Labriola National American Indian Data Center. Your gift helps support the activities and programs of the Labriola Center. Building and conserving our rich collections, providing services to our readers, and offering educational events would not be possible without your generosity. Your support helps the Labriola Center remain, as founders Frank and Mary Labriola intend, a source of education and pride for all Native Americans. Contact the curator today for more information about how to support the Labriola National American Indian Data Center.